Hey, Eagles fans, if you're a subscriber to the JAKIB Media YouTube channel, you are already registered to win a pair of season tickets for the upcoming season. That's right, you could win a pair of season tickets for the upcoming 2021 season just for being a subscriber. If you're watching and you're not a subscriber, do it now. Subscribe to the JAKIB Media YouTube channel right now. What do you need to do? Subscribe right now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to live post-game show. Mark Farzetta, Derek Gunn, Devin Caney, John McMullen just joined us from the stadium. Lane Johnson before that from Atlanta on the Eagles' victory, opening up the season with a win. I want to get to a question that we asked to John just a minute ago about, what gets the stamp of approval for things to get excited about, and what do we need to pump the brakes on? But before we do that, guys, Devin, I know you mentioned it earlier. Gunner, you did it as well. I want to highlight it a little bit more. When it comes to the rookies, including Nick Sirianni, by the way, as a rookie head coach, when it comes to the rookies, Devonta Smith, most notably, there was not one guy really on the football team today that looked like they were inexperienced or in over their head. And by the way, this not Jalen Hurts, not a rookie, but just his fifth career start. He looked like a guy that was in control, in command throughout. So when you think about guys like Devonta Smith, you think about guys from the defensive side of the football as well. You think about Jonathan Gannon as defensive coordinator, Nick Sirianni as the head coach. Nobody, again, looked like they bit off more than they could chew today.
No, and I know Devonta Smith is going to get a lot of accolades, and rightfully so, but I thought Kenneth Gainwell handled himself well in his first professional football game. He had a rushing touchdown. He had 9 carries. 37 yards is not all that impressive, but he was effective when he had to be. He didn't make any glaring mistakes. He didn't make any more mistakes than anybody else in the football team. And when I'm talking about mistakes, obviously it comes back down to cleaning up the penalties. Okay, but if that's all they have to do, and they're scoring 30-plus points, I'll take that every game. If you're going to score 30-plus points and you're still trying to clean up the mistakes you're making, I'll take that every chance you get. But I thought, there was no pressure on him. He didn't have to come in here and be the man. He wasn't a highly touted first-round pick, so he wasn't like this running back we got to see right now. He had some breathing room. So I thought, Sirianni did a great job of implementing him in strategic situations, letting him get his feet wet, and, of course, scoring a touchdown will be the highlight of his day. Hopefully that's just the first of many more to come for him.
Well, and it's a kind of a new thing to Eagles fans is seeing rookies just come out first game and be productive. We aren't used to that. We're used to getting rookies from years ago who were still waiting to show up to the games. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, just to name one. But I mean, to me, it was just really refreshing to see, and it's Devonta Smith, obviously, incredible player in college, has played with Jalen Hurts, so it's to be expected, but it still is pretty new for the Eagles.
It's funny. The best thing that could happen for Whiteside is Gainwell, Miles Sanders, Devonta Smith, Quez Watkins, Jalen Reagor, all playing well because no attention will be on him whatsoever. He can go out there and be the special team player that he is. He can go out there and be the blocking receiver that he is, but no negative attention will be on him if all those other guys continue to shine.
No, I was just looking at him today. We were just talking to John McMullen about all the positive stuff, no negative stuff. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside was on the field today, did nothing but positive things in the role he was in. If you tell me he's an undrafted free agent and not a second-round pick, we're all very happy with the fact that he held his block on the outside during a wide receiver screen and running back screens as well. And we're also happy with the fact that the special teamer, Gunner, as you say, the defensive or the special teamer of the year, whatever, almost blocks a punt today as well. So it was nothing but positive things to look at from J.J. If J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is getting positive vibes, and it was a good opening week.
That's right. Get off J.J. Leave him alone. He's taking enough abuse from you people.
Sorry, positivity only here. Clearly, will be rays of sunshine.
He's taking enough abuse from you people. Leave him alone.
By the way, the defensive rookie that I blanked on was Milton Williams. He just had a tackle in the game, but still, as the offensive line or the defensive line was struggling, really, he was still playing pretty significantly in terms of what he was being able to provide on the defensive line. Now, back to that positivity, if I may just spring this question on you guys. And if I got to give you a second to think, I'll give you a second to think on this. Okay. When it comes, because I'm going to ask the positive and the negative side of this. when it comes to everyone around that water cooler, or it comes to everybody on the Zoom meeting for the Monday morning meeting, whatever it might be after this game for everyone at work, what gives you the stamp of approval for excitement? What can you get excited about? I think we can all agree the number one person that I'm excited about is Jalen Hurts. I mean, he just looked like a guy. Like we said it all the time, not to invoke this name right now, but we said it all the time about Carson Wentz and his first season as a starter. Again, it was his rookie year. He didn't have even 4 starts under his belt already. But Jalen Hurts today looked like that guy that was the 10-year vet. Jalen Hurts today looked like the guy that was in control, could feel the pressure, could evade that pressure, could throw the ball downfield, kept his eyes downfield. There was, I believe, a 3rd and 7 conversion that he dropped back, climbed the pocket. It was one of the rare occasions that he did. Climbed the pocket and delivered a strike to Jalen Reagor. I think it was Reagor's first catch of the game, and he got the first down on that play. But you have seen that play, time and time again when Carson Wentz was here, that there was an errant throw, a missed throw, where his eyes weren't downfield. He was feeling the pressure and reacting poorly to it. In this particular game, Jalen Hurts was a guy that stepped out and I thought played very, very well for exactly the way you wanted him to start this season off as the Eagles' number 1 guy, QB number 1 coming out of that room. After Jalen Hurts, who do you look at as a guy that says, oh, no, I'm buying this for the rest of the season?
I'll let Devin go first. Oh, you're going to let me go? All right.
We're both giving it to each other. You go. You go.
Okay. I can't just hone in on one player. To me, it's a collection of players. Again, when you have this much youth, you expect it to be jagged at times and consistent. I didn't see that. So you singled out Jalen Hurts. I'm going to say it is a combination of Devonta Smith, Quez Watkins, Jalen Reagor, Kenneth Gainwell, Miles Sanders, who's still a young player, even though he's got a few years under his belt. It is a collection of players that I'm buying into right now. And again, granted, I'm taking it into consideration that it's still only one game in a long journey to get through this season. But with that collection of players, coupled with a quarterback who showed a lot of poise and a high skill set and was a disruptive factor and frustrated the Falcons defense, I'm buying into the whole thing until further notice.
The whole thing.
That's it. See that? All right. Well, Devin, he took the whole team, so I don't know who's left on the bone at this point.
That's what she gets for letting me go first. That's her fault.
All right, noted.
Roster.
Noted, but I do have an addition. I mean, I guess it is technically included in the entire team. I agree with both of you. But can we talk about? I wrote his name down because I honestly had never heard it before many times. Aaron Sipas, the punter, the unsung hero of the game. And that's what, earlier in the show I mentioned, I asked everyone on Twitter, what surprised you the most? And so many people said the punter. Where did he come from? Why was he so amazing today? So hopefully he keeps that up. He definitely deserves an honorable mention after Jalen Hurts and the entire team.
I swear, Devin, I was hoping you'd say the punter. I was hoping you'd say the punter. Because
don't believe it. He's lying. He's lying, Devin.
Auburn kid, born in is he Australian? I think he might be Australian. And he gets 4 punts today. 3 of them are inside the 20. 2 of those are inside the 10-yard line today. Yeah. And I'm thinking, he reminds me a little bit of Donnie Donkey Leg Jones, if you remember him. This kid was picking it all over the
Did you really say Donkey Leg?
Donnie Donkey Leg Jones. I think that's his baptismal name. He was absolutely booting the football for the Eagles today. And I'm like, am I really even getting excited about a punter today? Like, is that how today is going to go?
Yes. Positivity.
Yes. Today is Camelot. There's nothing you would say negative. We're living in Camelot today. Everything is perfect. The sun is shining. There's warm weather outside. The birds are singing. The Eagles dominate the Falcons. I mean, what else do you want? It's the perfect storm.
I would have won at least 50% on 4th down conversions. There
you
go.
Man. You can't have it all, man.
Yeah, I think that's proof in today. As far as the things that you're not buying necessarily, things you're like, oh, okay, let me pump the brakes here for a second. I'm gonna rain on everybody's parade right here. Oh, no. It was almost too good to be true from Devonta Smith. Can he be this good? Can he beat guys like this? Or is this going to be the thing, Gunner, where we all get excited, we all start waving the pom-poms, there we go, he's the greatest thing ever, and then we don't see him for like 5 weeks at a time? Like, is he this good? I know Heisman Trophy winner, he's got the pedigree and all that, but can we buy this kind of performance consistently from a rookie just one game in?
Don't tell me you're expecting him to be the second coming of Travis Fulgham. You know, the guy's a hero for 3 weeks and all of a sudden he disappeared. Now, here's what I'll tell you about Devonta. You know, coming out of college, he was billed as one of the top 2-3 wide receivers coming out in the draft. His expertise was route running. He's not a blazer, but he's an expert in terms of route running. And when you talk about route running, people already want to compare him to the likes of a Devonta Adams in Green Bay. Devonta Adams is not a receiver that has great straight-ahead speed, but why is he catching 14, 15 touchdown passes a season? Why is he averaging 1,300 receiving yards? Watch him run routes and how he deceives defenders against him. And you look at some of the routes that Devonta ran when you saw him on the replays and stuff. Now, part of that was attributed to Jalen Hurts being able to buy time and setting up and Devonta wiggling free. But, you know, he's classified as this elite route runner. So I expect him to get his catches, to get his looks because of his ability to shed would-be defenders. That's what I think Devonta Smith adds to this offense.
Certainly. Yeah, no, he definitely brings that to the table. I'm excited about him. I was thrilled with today's performance. But if there's anyone I'm going to be just a little bit guarded with after week one, it's going to be him because he played so great today. So there you go. He's a victim of his own success in my mind right now. But don't get me wrong. I'm looking forward to the next 16 games with him catching passes from Jalen Hurts, no doubt. Let's talk about Jonathan Gannon real quick because we talked about his adjustments early on. And Devin, I'll say this. If you are going to look at this defensive coordinator of this football team and say, man, they got blown off the football in the first half. Look at all the yards they allowed.
Right.
This was, and it was even cliche, our old friend Dave Zangaro, Gunner, I was called out for having the same tweet as this guy on Twitter from our old friend Sarah Baker as well.
Wow. We
both said the same exact thing at the same exact time after the second field goal drive for the Falcons. Bend, but don't break.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Gannon seemed to do that throughout this game with the defense. And after the first half, obviously made the adjustments. So, we talk about all the time with a quarterback. You always feel like you could be in it. You always feel like they'll make the adjustment. You always feel like you could be in it to win it. Jonathan Gannon, with that type of adjustment that he made from the first half to the second half, you feel like you could be in it as well. A consistent bend but don't break defense today.
Go ahead, Devin. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that's, not a specific player, but going back to the positivity here just for a second. Another bright spot to me that I don't think a lot of people have mentioned is the Eagles' ability to make adjustments, and not just Jonathan Gannon, but the entire team, where that's not something that we've always seen from them, especially in recent seasons, where defense obviously really rocky at the start. They improved. The penalties on O-line were really rocky in the first half. They fixed it, kind of. They didn't totally fix it, but it was just seeing those changes throughout the game was really refreshing to see. Sorry, Deegan, you can go.
No, you're right.
Sprinkle my positivity in.
I could, because Mr. Farzetta over there is Mr. Negativity.
I don't know. He wants to
bring up negativity over here.
They made adjustments. I'm happy about that.
No, I'm just teasing. No, but I couldn't agree with you more. You hope it only gets better. As great as it was, you can only hope it gets better and stays consistent. Because, I think a lot of us on the outside looking in when this season started projected this team to be 5, 6, 7 win team, and I think we still have some reservations about, was it too perfect? Just how good can this team be? We're going to find that out in the next several weeks in particular. But I think this team, if they play like this, they have a chance of winning more games than they're losing. And because you have that extra game now, and because an extra team gets into the playoffs, who knows what could possibly happen with this team? This team can do the unexpected. I don't think there's very many on the outside looking in who consider this a playoff team. But who knows? By the midway point, we could be talking about this team as a front runner and everybody else in the NFC East trying to play catch up to them.
Yeah, and in the horrible NFC East, let's not forget, all you got to be is a good team. You don't have to be a great team. You just have to be slightly above average. And for the record, well, I'm getting labeled Mr. Negative. I did pick him for 9. I picked him for 9 wins. I even tweeted it out so it's in writing. 9 wins on the season. And it all started today. They got number 1. How about that?
All right.
We'll see. We'll revisit this moment at the end of the season. I hope you're right.
When we come back from this break, I'll have my full face paint on. Don't you worry. You're watching the live post-game show with Derek Gunn, Devin Caney, and yours truly, Mark Farzetta. When we come back, we'll continue to break down the Eagles' first win of the season, opening things up in the Nick Sirianni era with a 1-0 record. When we come back here on live post-game.